Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. We are just two more sleeps away till Tennessee takes on NC State Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. They're going to kick things off over in Charlotte. Tennessee coming off of the domination of Chattanooga 69-3. NC State struggled just a little bit. They limped their way to victory over Western Carolina. Actually trailed that game 21-17 heading into the fourth quarter. Tennessee now favored by 7.5. That line opened at 4.5, and it has moved all the way to 7.5 as we sit here just a couple of days away. The ESPN FPI has Tennessee at an 88% chance to win. Over under at 60.5. We had our Talkin VAWLS live Wednesday show last night. Our official predictions are in the book. The Nico hype is at an all-time high. And I get it. Some of you guys need to see just a little bit more. Most of you guys are bought in. Most of you guys are all in on Nico Iamaleava, going to win a Heisman, going to go down as the greatest of all time. Some of you guys are saying, oh, can we pump the brakes just a little bit? Can we calm down? It was just Chattanooga, but you're seeing all these guys in the national media. I've made videos on it all week long. Cole Cubulic, Roman Harper, Aaron Murray, David Pollock, Josh Pate, J.D. Piquel. Everybody is talking about Nico is him, and I get it. I get it. Some of you guys need to see just a little bit more. You're going to have an opportunity to do that on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. We're going to be live an hour before kickoff for a tailgate show. Can't wait to get some of you guys on here so we can talk about it. We'll be live immediately after the game for a post-game show. But look, the small fraction of you that aren't sold yet, the small fraction of you that leave comments on the video saying, Boogie, it's more than Nico. We need more than Nico. You're not wrong. And even going into this season, that's something that I talked a lot about. I thought Nico was going to be great. I thought Nico was going to be fantastic. But I also think that Nico has a lot of weapons around him that's going to give this football team an opportunity to do something special in 2024. Josh Heupel said something similar in his press conference going into the Chattanooga game about the guys around Nico Iamaleava. Let's take a listen here.
Well, for every quarterback, not just young ones, but for everyone, the guys around them playing at a really high level, execution, really important. That can be your offensive line in pass protection. It's being efficient in the run game, staying out of third and long situations. Your skill guys being where they need to be in a pass concept or protection. All those things tie into it together. At the same time, quarterbacks gotta make everybody right too.
It takes 11 guys on offense. It takes 11 guys on defense. And it even takes 11 guys on special teams, all playing complementary football. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. But as always, I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff for me. Just below the video, hit that thumbs up. It's quick, free, and easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if it's your first time here, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not journalists. We're not reporters. We don't pretend to be any of that stuff. We don't talk at you here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. We talk with you. For the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live tomorrow morning, Friday morning show, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Me and Coach Jay going to get a cup of coffee and get you guys geared up for this NC State game coming up on Saturday. As I said earlier, we'll do a tailgate show an hour before kickoff, and we will go live immediately following the game. Sunday morning, day after video, all kinds of content coming your way. Tennessee football all day, every day, right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. I'm going to pull up the PFF grades, and some of you guys, Pro Football Focus, take it for what it's worth. I don't know that these grades are always accurate, but one thing that I like about the Pro Football Focus grades is getting a snap count and seeing how many plays these guys got against Chattanooga on Saturday. And again, listening to Josh Heupel there and talk about it's about the guys around you, right? Whether that's the offensive line and pass protection, whether it's the running backs, whether it's the wide receivers, whether it's the defense. And I think the defense is going to be a big part of this thing. I think Tim Banks, his defense has gotten better year in and year out. Some people aren't necessarily sold on Tim Banks. I think he plays a certain style of defense. I think he plays a lot of bend, don't break, gets a little bit more aggressive in the red zone. Sometimes I wish he would be more aggressive throughout the entire field of play. I think this offense could play complementary with that defense if you play aggressive, because I think they're going to be hard to stop. So if you go out, force turnovers, we heard Nico say in the postgame show, what do you wish you had done differently? Well, I wish I would have put my foot on their throat. I wish I would have put them away. And that's coming off of a 69-3 win. I love that. I love that mindset. And I love that attitude. You can see there on the screen, Pro Football Focus grades, Nico, 87.3, played 54 snaps, one half of football, set the record for passing yards and a half at Tennessee. We've talked Nico all week long. I don't think we need to talk Nico anymore. These running backs, man, how special of a year can Dylan Sampson had? Graded out at 89.7. You can see there Cam Selden graded out pretty low. Khalifa Keith, 71.6. Deshaun Bishop is who I was really, really impressed with. I talked a lot about him on the day after video. Showed patience. I love seeing the young guys show patience. He's been good in pass protection. Coach Heupel has said they trust Deshaun Bishop in pass protection. 5 carries, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Average 12 yards per carry. D-Samp, 124 yards, 3 touchdowns. I think D-Samp is definitely looking at 1,000-yard season. You go back to 2023, Dylan Sampson had 106 carries for 604 yards and 7 touchdowns, averaged almost 6 yards a carry. I think we're going to see more of that with Dylan Sampson being the feature back. And that's what we talk about with all the videos I've made on Nico. If you've missed those, go back and give them a watch, just kind of getting the national media's perspective of what Nico was able to do. And some of these guys like Aaron Murray showing you what Nico can do, fitting the ball in tight windows, right? Talking about the linebackers dropping back 12, 13 yards. Nico's still fitting that thing in there. And the more those linebackers start to creep back because they're worried about where Nico can place the ball, guess who is going to feast? Dylan Sampson is going to have a field day. Good luck. Good luck stopping this offense when we've got the rushing attack. We've got Nico that can now attack the middle of the field. We can attack the sidelines, and we can also hit you over the top and attack vertically, whether that be on the outside or the middle of the field. We saw it all against Chattanooga. And, oh, by the way, the playbook was barely open. We're just starting to scratch the surface of what this offense can be. But I think those running backs are going to have a field day. Wide receivers as well. You know, J.D. Pickell took in a full spring practice. He got to see good on good. He didn't just get to see the media portion. He got to see the whole thing. Coming out of that thing, he said Tennessee has 4 wide receivers that could start anywhere in the country. And that raised my eyebrow because we knew, right? We knew what you're going to get from Brew McCoy. We knew what you're going to get from Squirrel White. But then it was Chris Brazzell. It was Dante Thornton, who's going to kind of step up and be that guy. And both of those guys went out and played some good football. You see Dante Thornton graded out at an 85.2. Chris Brazzell graded out just a little bit lower, but both guys went out. They made plays against Chattanooga. I think we could see Brazzell have a pretty big day again coming up on Saturday against NC State. But Thornton, 3 catches, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brazzell, 5 catches, 59 yards. Brew McCoy, 6 catches for 89. Squirrel was limited, only had 2 catches for 22 yards. But I don't care. Nico's going to spread the football around week in and week out. I think any one of those 4 guys could lead this team in receptions on any given Saturday. Hopefully we have Mike Matthews back this upcoming week. I don't know that he's going to crack the rotation against NC State. We shall see, but I think that Tennessee is truly going to have a rotation there at wide receiver. You go down to the tight ends, Holden Stace, Miles Kitselman, Ethan Davis. I think we got 3 good ones. I think Miles Kitselman is more of a blocking tight end, but I think he can go out and make plays in the passing game as well. Ethan Davis, Holden States, both going to be weapons. In addition to that, Ethan Davis had a couple of catches, had a touchdown over the middle, which I love to see this past Saturday. Holden Stace had a couple of catches as well. Let's roll on down. Offensive line. I think that left guard position, you know what you've got, right? You've got Lance Hurd at tackle. You got Coop at center. You got Spraggs. You got John Campbell. I think that left guard position is going to be interesting. I think Andrej Carrick could end up winning that game. Something worth watching this Saturday against NC State is, do they rotate these 2 guys right here, Jackson Lampley and Andrej Carrick? Are we going to see a couple of series and then we'll see a rotation there worth watching? William Satterwhite, I thought, played good at center. Shamrod Umrov, some of those young guys, again, just so many guys getting snaps. We roll down here to the defensive line. I think we would all agree that this defensive line is going to be dominant. Maybe some people don't. Maybe some people are questioning why we only had 1 sack and 5 TFLs against Chattanooga. But then you go look, everybody questioning, where is James Pierce? Why did James Pierce not dominate? He played in 10 snaps. Coach Jay kind of broke that down post-game, talking about some of the things that James Pierce was doing, dropping back in coverage. Had a chance. He had a chance at another pick six in that Chattanooga game. Ball got batted down at the line of scrimmage. Not sure he would have made the play, but he wouldn't have an opportunity. He would have had an opportunity. But again, going into a big NC State game, they played everybody against Western Carolina. They had to play their starters all the way down to the wire because that was a tight game, trailed going into the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, Tennessee was able to rest guys. Look at this. Caleb Herring had 20 snaps. Other than that, look at all the guys that just had 16 snaps. 15 snaps, 14, 13. James Pierce with 10. James Pierce was told at halftime, hey, go ahead and shut it down. He was not happy. He has a fire inside of him, and he is going to unleash that on Saturday against NC State. I think we got some good linebackers, man. Jeremiah Thielander, Keenan Peely, Arian Carter. I think you're looking here. You got Caleb Perry, who graded out at a 72.1. But I think we've got a rotation on the defensive line. I think we've got a rotation at linebacker that's going to allow guys to stay fresh. Defensive backs, I think we're going to be challenged. I think we're going to find out on Saturday against NC State what we're made of here, because NC State has some gamers. They've got some talent at the wide receiver position. If you remember, Noah Rogers was a guy that Tennessee heavily recruited. He has now transferred there. Also, Kevin Concepcion is the dude. That's the guy to keep your eye on Saturday. 9 catches, 121 yards, 3 touchdowns a week ago. Heupel talked about him in the press conference. Got elite speed, got good hands. They're going to move him around, whether that be in the backfield, the slot, on the outside, try to do different things with him. I'm curious to see if Tennessee matches Boo Carter up on him and just follows him all over the field wherever he lines up. Good news is Ricky Gibson should be back this week. So you're going to have Jermod McCoy, who I think played a good game on Saturday. You should have Ricky Gibson back out there. We'll see what they do with the safety position. But, 1 week into this thing, and plus look at what they did in fall camp. I think Nico has some weapons around him. So it's not just Nico, but the Nico hype is real. Jump to the comment section. Let's talk about this thing. As always, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. It helps the channel, and I would appreciate it. You can go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That link is in the description below. And as always, shout out to the members of the channel. This show does not happen without you guys. Your support, whether that's the $1 level or the $10 level, whatever you guys give, it is greatly appreciated. We cannot do this without your support. So think about hitting that join button over there. It's right beside subscribe. It's $1 a month. You get custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, access to fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. But if not, smash the thumbs up, because that's quick, free, and easy. Jump to the comment section. Let's talk about it, because this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.